Okay, gentlemen, I'm back with another Amazon video. You guys seem to really enjoy when I make these videos, and you really like the last one. So here we go with another one, because I've got some pretty cool stuff lined up for you. I've got some things for the kitchen, some clothing items, of course, and also some gadgets, so stick around. And of course, I'm going to link everything down below in the description box according to the number that you see on the screen, of course, to make it easy if you want to go shop any of these items for yourself. All right, now most of you know by now that I'm a pretty big wine enthusiast, especially if you follow my Instagram. And I started my own wine label earlier this year. It's called Dean Michael Wines. Now this is named after my older brother who took his own life back when we were just teenagers. It's been a pretty wild ride, but if you want to go grab some bottles for yourself for this holiday season, I'm going to leave a link down below in the description. It's amazing quality wine with all the fruit being sourced from Central Coast, California. And with that noted, I want to start this video off with a very interesting and unique wine bottle opener. Now, I'm old school and I do like those standard waiter's corkscrews, but this one is very cool because it works off of air pressure. So there is, of course, a blade attached to the top of this to remove the foil. And then all you do is push this needle all the way down through the cork. There's a tiny hole at the end of this needle. So basically what you're doing is you're pumping air into the bottle, which forces the cork to come out. Now, the one that you're seeing right now is actually a little more difficult than it normally is, because generally it's only like 3 to 4 pumps and the cork pops right out. Now, one thing I will say though, be ready for it to come out, because it will come out with all that air pressure behind it. But as far as difficulty and ease of use goes, this is a 10 out of 10. It works incredibly well, it's super simple, and pretty much anybody can use it. All right, now that you've opened up your wine bottle and you've had a glass or two, and if you want to save the rest of it for tomorrow or the next day, you need to have one of these vacuum wine savers. Now, most people will just put the cork back in the bottle and then put it in the fridge. But what you're doing is you're trapping oxygen inside that bottle, causing the wine to go bad prematurely. These vacuum valves and pumps are the same thing that restaurants and wineries use. So you've got this rubber plug with a valve inside of this. You put this in the bottle. Then what you're doing is you're using this to pump all the air out of the bottle. Now, you will feel this handle start to get pretty tight, and that's when you know that you're done. From there, put the bottle back in the fridge, and you're good to go for several days, maybe even like a week or more. When you want another glass, just push this valve to equalize the pressure, pull the plug out, and you're good to go. Now, this next one isn't going to be for everyone, but I wanted to include it in this video anyway, because I always get a lot of questions and comments on Instagram when I show my espresso machine. Now, this is the Rocket Appartamento, and it's an Italian-made manual espresso machine. I'm not going to fully get into how it operates, because that would seriously be like a full-length video all by itself. But look, if you want to see a video on how that thing works and my morning routine with that, let me know down in the comments and I'll make it happen. So basically what this is a fully manual espresso machine. Now, I do have a separate grinder to grind the beans. I weigh everything out to make sure I'm getting the same amount of espresso every single time consistently. I love that machine so much. It's so cool. And I'm going to go ahead and link to it down below on Amazon. But if you want something that's a little bit more automatic, the machine that I had before this one was the Breville Barista Pro. It works basically the same way, but the Breville does a lot of the work for you. It'll grind the beans for you. It'll turn on and off by itself for you. Now, there are some manual adjustments that you can make, but if you're just starting out with espresso, the Breville is a pretty good one to get your feet wet with. All right, now this next one is super fun. I have not owned a waffle maker for a long time. It's been years. I saw this one on Amazon and I jumped on it, and I'm telling you, I love this thing. I like how it's so cool. It'll stand up by itself. You can lock the base. It'll sit there and stand up. And I also like how it flips over when you're making your waffles. It works like an absolute charm, and we've been experimenting with a few different types of waffle mix lately. I'm even having waffles for dinner because it's just so cool. It's just so fun to use. So if you don't have a waffle maker yourself, or if the one you have needs to be updated, I absolutely recommend this one. Now, truth be told, I have shown this next item in an Amazon video like this a long time ago, but I recently realized that I use this thing literally almost on a daily basis, and it's still going strong. This is my NutriBullet, and I think I've had this thing for probably 3 or 4 years now. Now, the majority of what I use it for is to make my protein smoothies, and my favorite recipe at least right now, is milk, Greek yogurt, frozen mango, banana, and of course protein powder. The entire smoothie comes out to be right about 50 grams of protein, and the mango banana combo is really good. If you want to try it, I 10 out of 10 recommend. Now, I wanted to show you this really cool ice ball tray that we got recently. There's 2 of them that come in the set. And I do have like the big ice maker for the big balls for old fashions that make clear ice. But this one is just so cool. It's super simple. You fill it up with water and you end up with these really cool looking ice balls that are about 1 inch diameter. You can get a few different sizes that you can choose from, but the 1 inch diameter balls are super cool. Moving on to some clothing items, I want to start out with this brown sweater polo. It's super cozy. The texture that it has is really cool. The color, I believe, is perfect for this time of year, and it just goes with a lot of different combinations that you can throw at it. You can wear it casually with jeans and sneakers, or even dress it up a little bit with some chinos and boots. It's also kind of a thicker, heavier weight material, so it's going to keep you warm. Then we have one of my favorite new items, and it's this Tommy Hilfiger quarter zip pullover. And if you haven't heard, quarter zips right now are blowing up. So if trend cycles matter to you at all, quarter zip pullovers are definitely on trend, especially with the younger generation. I guess they finally got the memo from us older guys. The fabric is cotton, it's made really well, and you can wear this thing untucked or even tucked in if you want to. I got mine in navy blue to keep things more versatile, and this is just one of those really easy grab and go pieces that once again works with a lot of different combinations. Then I found this really beautiful burgundy sweater. The color is fantastic and the texture really sort of draws the eye. It's warm, it's soft, and it's kind of nice for me at least because I don't really have anything this color in my wardrobe right now. I've got this zip sweater that's more of a muted burgundy, but this one just seems to pop a heck of a lot more. Now, the other thing, all the sizes that I'm showing you from these tops are all size medium, and I find everything true to size. Now, this next one might look familiar to a lot of you because I have shown it in several of my videos, and it's these belt organizers. I'm telling you guys, these have been an absolute game changer for me. So think about it like this. How do we normally store our belts? We throw it over the closet, the clothes rod in the closet, or we throw them over a hanger, or we try to hook them somewhere inside the closet. This changes everything because you can actually see what you have and you don't need to like move anything out of the way to get to the belt that's in the back that you want. So I have them on a little shelf in my closet, and like I said, it's been a huge game changer, right? You just roll up the belt, drop it in the slot, and you're good to go. Definitely recommend getting at least one of these, if not 2. Now moving on to a couple of gadgets, I wanted to show you these Wi-Fi outlet timers that you can program. I've had these for the last couple of years, and I have my espresso machine plugged into one and my Christmas tree right now plugged into another one. And there's a really easy to use app on your phone that you can schedule on and off times and also day of the week times. Something else that's cool, right? So say it's early afternoon and I'm out running around running some errands. I can turn on my espresso machine from my phone, and by the time I get back here to the house, it's up to temperature and ready to go. Now, I also program my espresso machine to come on early in the morning, so by the time I get up, it's warmed up and ready to go. Now, that was the indoor one. I also have this one for outside. It's made by the same exact brand, so it plays well on the same app. This thing is amazing, and here's why. I've had it dangling on the outside of my house for about the last 4 years, controlling the string lights in my backyard, and it just keeps working. And what's amazing about that is that thing has been rained on, it's seen temperatures over 100 degrees, and it just keeps going. And if that isn't a 5-star review after having it for that many years, I don't know what is. So if you've got some market lights or string lights in your backyard or anything outside like Christmas lights that you need to put on a timer, I highly recommend getting one of these. This next one is a recent purchase for me, and it's these JBL headphones. I've had these for about a week and a half to 2 weeks now, and when I'm on my treadmill here at the house, I have these on. The sound quality is phenomenal. They're super lightweight, the volume buttons are very easy to find, and there's even a button right in the middle that's sort of a quick mute button. If you want some quality headphones for yourself, or if you want to buy them as a gift for somebody else this year, I absolutely recommend these ones. Now, something that I've had for, I think it's about a year to a year and a half now, is a dash cam for my car. I've seen way too many horror stories where the accident was somebody else's fault, clearly, but because there was no dash cam, the wrong person ended up being at fault. It's just one of those extra layers of security that's nice to have. Now this one has a forward-facing camera and also a rear-facing camera, but clearly, if you can see by this video, I need to readjust it because what I want it to be able to do is see out the back window. Now sure, you can get dash cam setups that have a separate camera, one for the front and one for the back window, but I just want one unit that can sort of have a forward-facing and a rear-facing camera all in one. Because look, if anything happens, I want it to be recorded. I also got this recently because I just thought it looked so stinking cool. This is an automatic watch from Pagani that I got for my lady friend. It's absolutely beautiful and it's inspired by a Rolex day date. It's made really well, she loves it, and for the price, I'm telling you, it's just hard to beat. I got one for myself, this one about a year or so ago, and look, the quality is there and it just looks amazing. Everything I mentioned is numbered and linked down below, so go take a look and grab something for yourself or for somebody else. Thank you so much for watching, live well, and I hope to see you in the next one.